Hello friends, my name's Ron. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to go over my top 5 favorite things that I did to this ATV and would do to any ATV I own going forward. So, for those of you that don't know, this is my 2008 Arctic Cat 700 H1. It has been completely modded out. It would probably be faster to point out the things that haven't been done to it rather than list the things that have been done. But I wanted to go over my top 5 favorite things, and I'm leaving out, of course, the winch and aftermarket tires. You should really consider doing those immediately. Those shouldn't even be on a top 5 list. Those should be on a mandatory list. But okay, so number 1 on my list, and this is in no particular order of, do this before this. This is just 5 in general. So, number 1, skid plating, body armor. So, at the very minimum, A-arm guards. I could not hop around in the forest the way I do without my A-arm guards. Those things are lifesavers. I'm sure they've saved me a lot of CV joint and boot replacement. So, number 2, shocks. Absolutely, aftermarket shocks. Before you dump money into your motor, think about changing your suspension first. It is unbelievable how much a good set of shocks will change the way your machine handles, rides, what have you. So I went with Elka Stage 3s for this. I had thought about going 5s. I think 3s are fine. So you're gonna, the reality of it is you're probably going to set your shocks once and never touch them again. So that's kind of where I was at. So be honest. The one thing I will say, people complain about their aftermarket shocks. When you talk to these folks at Elka and you tell them what you want out of your suspension, be honest with them. Don't tell them that you're a quad cross star and then ride everywhere 15 miles per hour. It's just going to be a bumpy ride. You're going to hate it. Be honest with them when you order your shocks. The next thing on the list, Chromoly tie rods. I cannot stress this enough. You put larger tires on your machine, there's going to be a lot more stress on your tie rods. Having tie rods, especially these are American Star Racing tie rods on this machine. They have Heim joints. It was a night and day difference installing those and running around. It's almost indescribable how much better the handling felt after I did that. So extremely good mod. Highly recommend it, particularly if you're going to go up to taller, heavier tires. So just, you're going to be in there anyway. You're taking the tire off, pull that tie rod too. The next thing on the list is clutching. So my personal opinion, every one of my machines have clutch work done to them. This one was fully clutched by Speedwerx for me. This Wildcat has a Speedwerx secondary spring in it, and then you're not going to be able to see it, but my 2004 650 V-twin has an EPI clutch kit in it. So it's one of those things where I know everybody wants the bolt-on exhausts and stuff like that. You can get so much out of your machine just by changing your clutching out. And then these guys here, this was a game changer for me. I bought these from Rath Racing. I hope they're coming out okay. These are Rath Racing Footpegs, or Cleats, whatever you want to call them. Adding these, for one, look how high your foot brake is on this machine. Now, if you have the factory pegs, they're like little tiny things, what, 1/4 of an inch in height. So it feels like you're playing in clown shoes when you're trying to hit that brake. With these, your foot is already at the right height to make it easy to hit that brake. So besides the fact that it's easier to hit the brake and operate controls. This is, you're not going to slip off this. Okay, if you get a lot of mud in here, snow, what have you, you're not going to slip off these cleats. So, and besides that, so when you're trail riding, say on hardpack, you start shifting your weight into these pegs, it'll throw this machine around like you wouldn't believe. It is amazing how much more control that gives you over the rear end of that bike by being able to really push your weight into those footwells. So, well, I think that was my top 5 things. So, honorable mention, I would go with Handguards. Absolutely, wouldn't even think twice about it. Day 1 mod. And then for those of us that don't have power steering, I run a precision steering dampener. And if you do not have power steering and you don't want to fight taller tires, you know, goofy bumps, stuff like that, that dampener is going to solve your problem. So, all right, well, in any case, so that's my 5 with 2 honorable mentions. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll see you next video.